Welcome to the capstone episode of Module 4. Today, we're moving beyond theory to look at 5 actual small businesses using AWS AI right now. We'll cover what they built, the timelines, the cost, and the ROI. This is Module 4, Episode 7 of the AWS and Cloud Foundation series, brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team.
In the past 6 episodes, you've learned the vocabulary, architecture patterns, and services like Textract, Bedrock, and Lex. Now we'll see the evidence. We're looking at 5 real problems and 5 real outcomes, achieved in days, not months, using existing services. We are covering 5 industries that represent a broad cross-section of the small and mid-sized business market. These include professional services, healthcare-adjacent businesses, e-commerce retail, logistics and field services, and financial services. The common playbook behind all 5 is straightforward. First, identify a repetitive, manual, high-volume process. Second, map the task to existing AWS AI services. Third, build a pipeline using event-driven architecture quickly. Finally, measure the immediate outcome in time saved or capacity recaptured. Use Case 1. Contract review for a professional services firm drowning in manual contract analysis. We'll show you the 3-day AWS build that changed everything. The problem was that every new client engagement started with a staff member spending 2 to 3 hours manually reviewing a contract. They flagged non-standard clauses and wrote a summary memo. This bottleneck consumed billable hours and carried an unnecessary risk of human error. The solution was a Textract and Bedrock pipeline. Amazon Textract extracts the structured text. Amazon Bedrock uses a trained prompt to identify key clauses and flag non-standard language. S3 and Lambda orchestrate the workflow. The entire system was built in just 3 days, with no custom model training or data science team. The outcome was an 85% reduction in review time. Contract processing went from 2 to 3 hours down to under 2 minutes. The engagement lead still makes the final call, but the AI handles the time-consuming extraction and flagging, which is the right division of labor. Use Case 2, patient intake in a healthcare-adjacent setting. A medical spa's front desk faced a 12-minute bottleneck for every new patient. Here's how they fixed it in 5 days. The problem was that new patient intake was paper first. Patients filled out forms, and front desk staff spent 12 minutes per patient manually keying data into the EHR. This led to delays, transcription errors, and staff time consumed by data entry instead of patient experience. The build involved a Textract, Lambda, and EHR integration pipeline. Amazon Textract reads both printed and handwritten form fields. AWS Lambda validates completeness and routes results. API Gateway pushes validated data to the existing EHR system. The full build took 5 days, integrating with the existing EHR via its standard API. The outcome reduced processing time from 12 minutes to under 1 minute per patient, resulting in a 92% time saving and 0 manual data entry for standard records. Front desk staff can now focus on welcoming patients and handling exceptions, improving both patient experience and error rates. Use Case 3, customer service for an e-commerce retailer. Their support team was buried in repetitive tickets. A 2-week AWS build automated 60% of the volume. The problem was that the customer service team couldn't keep pace with the company's growth. Most inquiries were predictable, such as order status or returns. These questions required only existing company data, but humans were manually handling each one, overwhelming the team's capacity for complex issues. The solution was a Lex and Bedrock hybrid system. Amazon Lex, a conversational chatbot, handles high-volume, structured inquiries. Amazon Bedrock generates personalized responses for complex or nuanced questions. Lambda and DynamoDB retrieve real-time data for accurate responses. The build took 2 weeks, with the chatbot live by the end of week 1. The outcome saw 60% of total customer service volume handled automatically. Response time for the remaining 40% of inquiries was cut in half, and the system offers 24/7 coverage. The human team shifted to issues requiring judgment and relationship management, making better use of everyone's time. Use Case 4. Field reports for a logistics and field services company. Manual data entry for paper reports was eliminated in a 1-week build. The problem was that field technicians used paper job reports, which were then photographed and emailed. An admin team manually keyed every data point into the management software. This tedious, error-prone process caused a multi-hour lag, delayed billing, and resulted in scheduling decisions being made on stale data. The build used Rekognition and Textract. The technician uploads the photo to S3, triggering the pipeline. Rekognition analyzes photos for context. Textract extracts form fields from the paper. Lambda maps the output to the FSM system, creating a record automatically within 60 seconds. The main automation was achieved in just a week. The outcome: 0 manual entry for standard jobs, with record creation taking 60 seconds. Billing and scheduling now operate on real-time data, and manual transcription errors are virtually eliminated. Use case 5. Portfolio reports for a financial services firm. 4 hours of analyst time per client per week were recaptured. We'll show you the 2-week build that accomplished this. The problem was the manual compilation of weekly client portfolio reports. Every Monday, analysts spent 4 hours per client pulling data, compiling a report, writing narrative commentary, formatting, and emailing. This scaled linearly, forcing the firm to hire more analysts for data assembly instead of client strategy. The solution was step functions and Bedrock automation. Step functions orchestrates the entire workflow. Bedrock generates personalized narrative commentary based on client data. Lambda and SES handle data transformation and report delivery. The process runs automatically every Sunday night, ensuring reports are in client inboxes before the market opens on Monday. The full build took 2 weeks. The outcome is 4 hours per client per week recaptured. The entire client roster was automated in 2 weeks, allowing 100% on-time delivery without analysts working weekends. The firm can now scale its client roster without adding reporting headcount, directly expanding margin. Let's review all 5 case studies side by side. We see 5 industries, 5 distinct problems, and a consistent pattern of results achieved quickly using existing AWS services, often in days or a couple of weeks. The common thread across all 5 is simple. They all used an event-driven architecture, existing AWS services, no custom model training, and timelines measured in days, not months. These solutions leveraged the cloud, not specialized AI research. None of these businesses needed a data science team or custom models. They identified a repetitive process, mapped it to existing AWS AI services, and built a pipeline. The challenge isn't technical sophistication, it's clarity on which process to automate first. These businesses did not need a data science team, custom model training, or multi-quarter timelines. What they did need was a clearly defined process, an AWS account, existing data sources, a builder who knew the services, and a willingness to measure the outcome. Consider the ROI on just one case, the financial services firm. 4 hours saved per client per week translates to roughly 200 hours saved annually per client. The 2-week build cost is recovered in days, not quarters, allowing analysts to focus on high-value client acquisition and strategy. To find your best opportunity, follow this quick diagnostic. First, identify your highest volume manual task. Second, determine if the input is structured or unstructured. Third, ensure it has a clear output format. Finally, verify that there's an existing system to connect to. This clarity is the key to getting started. We are now introducing the AI Efficiency Audit, a structured engagement designed for precision, specificity, and a clear build roadmap. It is the first step to identifying which of the 5 use cases applies to your business and what a realistic build would look like for you. Why is the audit the right first step? You get a clear picture of automatable processes, honest cost estimates, a prioritized roadmap for the highest ROI, and a build partner experienced with these tools. It is not vague strategy, a large commitment, or a sales pitch. If you've watched all of Module 4, you are highly informed on practical AWS AI. The gap to a working automation pipeline is not knowledge or budget. It's one structured session to identify your process, match services, and scope your build. That is the AI Efficiency Audit. Your next step is to book an AI Efficiency Audit. You will complete a brief intake form, schedule a 60-minute process mapping session, and receive your prioritized build roadmap within 5 business days. Then, you decide how to proceed, with no pressure or lock-in. Coming up next is Module 5, starting with an episode on CloudFront CDN. Make your website lightning fast worldwide. Once your back office is automated, we'll ensure your customers experience your business at full speed globally with AWS CloudFront.